I was gonna say something. I was gonna yell fire noise or something like that, but I'm not going to because Larry. Yep, fuck it. We're gonna take this off. I'm changing things up just a little bit here. Oh, this is different because Larry did a thing, and I think it needs appropriate things. So we have had for how long have we been going? Right, like I know one
240 episodes.
240 episodes. And we've had fire noise for 239-ish episodes. I think fire noise came in about episode 15 or 16, somewhere in there, right?
Probably,
or whatever.
But it was early.
Yeah, it was early. So I'm going to say about 200 episodes that we've had fire noise going.
It's fair.
So Larry did a thing, and I need to give credit for it. So there will no longer be fire noise.
Fire noise has been retired?
It's been not necessarily retired. It's like the other thing. I'm still going to throw it in every now and then.
It's retired. Like I said, I said, hey, hang that jersey up in the rafters. Like it's time.
Because we have the new one. It's like a Netflix intro.
It is. Yeah.
I feel like I'm like in the theater, like Dolby Digital, like
that's what I'm saying. Like
that little pop thing at the end.
Yeah.
It sounds
the
like
pop and everything, and the cascading music, and then the rewind. Like it's Jeremy. I think you called it head on there. It's it reminds me of the Dolby, or the THX sound thing that comes up in the theaters, and like the bum ba da ba.
Remember didn't they have those like steel balls dropping for a while? Yeah, like the ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
Well, shout out to Fiverr.
I miss the old good old THX sound.
Yeah, they don't have that anymore, huh?
They don't have that anymore. Yeah, that was a classic. That was like, hey, I felt like I was in the theater at that point in time. Yeah. That was the prime time of movies.
Agreed.
So we talk about the prime time of movies. I found a random YouTube channel. I'm gonna have to find the name of it again, right? Just because I was just searching through it, and it looks like what they've done is they found a bunch of B-roll from like news from the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s of just the most mundane things. People shopping in a mall. Yes. People like doing, and what just reminded me of it is they had one that was like 2001 going to the movies, and it was people trying to buy tickets thing. But like, what tripped me out is like people paying just in cash, and like paying cash for the movies, and the movies was like Jurassic Park 3,
which isn't that old, but it is that old. Yeah. No, that's funny because that's shown up on my like YouTube algorithm page too. Like I think the one I watched was a Toys R Us, like walkthrough, right? Said B-roll, mid 90s, just like people just, no audio really, no dialogue. It's just people taking toys off the shelves or close up of like the Star Wars section. It's not very entertaining, except for the fact that it's super nostalgia based because it's that you're doing like peeking through the window of the mid 90s.
Yeah, and the channel is Vampire Robot. I pulled it up. I found I went through my history.
Of course it is.
And looked at it. Right. They have 64,000 subscribers, 384 videos, and it's a lot of like 1993 going to the Cadillac car dealership, right? Like Comp USA store in the year 2000.
Totally ridiculous, but so cool. But 20-something years later.
Exactly. And to go back and think, like, here's what's really kind of weird. Like, early 2000s, I really didn't think cars have changed that much from, like, the early 2000s to now. But watching these videos, I'm like, oh, wow, they are vastly different. Like, they have definitely changed. Yeah, so if you want a good kick in the nostalgia, Vampire Robot YouTube channel, I highly recommend going to check it out because I saw them today, and like I said, it's the most mundane crap. Kids hanging out in the arcade in 1981, like, and what it looks like is what I really think it is I said it before. I'm pretty sure it is just B-roll from news broadcasts where they recorded that people just doing stuff to play. Right when they're doing like
that way, if they had a story about arcade games, they have some video of kids playing arcade games.
Right?
I got one.
You got a classic.
I like This guy right here. Reactions from moviegoers, I said, from seeing the 1997 movie Titanic. He went for the boobs. I guarantee you, that kid right there.
That kid went for the boobs. Dude, I mean, who didn't go for the boobs? It was the first movie that was socially acceptable to go, that you knew there was going to be boobs.
Yeah, there's no girlfriend, no nothing. Yeah, he didn't go because he wanted
to. He's under
to.
17. Yeah. He went. Like he said, he's like, I can get in this movie and I can see boobs.
Yeah.
Now, I will tell you, I went to Titanic by myself in 1997, but I have a caveat to it. I was visiting one where my grandma lived in Idaho, which is a town of like 3,000 people. Sure. They have one movie theater. There's nothing else to do, and they had one movie theater, and the only like a little 2-screen movie theater, and they were showing Titanic on both screens. So to go to the movies, it was Titanic or nothing.
Yeah. So you had to escape grandma's house for a couple minutes or 3 hours.
Yeah. So you're like, let's just bail out of here.
Wait, watch it. Look at this guy. Like, he's totally going for the boobs too.
He's the movie theater guy.
That's the
he's there for the boobs.
8 Golden Globe Awards, right? Like, just this concept just trips me out, man. Like,
it's cool. It's just so random, and right at the time, like, it was just throwaway stuff. But
and the sad thing is, when I watched like some of the ones of like kids hanging out at Burger King in 1999, right? Or like, oh, we're gonna walk through the mall in like the 90s, and then you realize those people are now our age that were in the background of these videos.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, I was thinking all those old ladies who went and saw Titanic, they're dead.
Yeah, they're gone. Yeah.
That lady was like 60. She's not around anymore. Probably.
It's one of those ones where I was like, this is a weird time capsule into our childhoods of stuff that no one cares about. Half of this crap, like, oh, I'm gonna go to Circuit City. But dude, that was the thing to do when we were like that age. Like, Circuit City was the shit.
Well, and now it's a little bit different because everything's on Instagram or TikTok, right? There's pictures of everything. There's starting to be videos of everything. Like, it's
you Amazon shop for all that same stuff, right? It just gets delivered. Like, yeah.
It's just, we're in a different time than in the mid to late 90s, and that stuff, like, it's cool to look back and see. But I guess that just means we're old.
Yeah.
Right. Like that, because the one I saw was like Kmart too. Like, I remember I saw Toys R Us, which is cool because they had Star Wars toys. But then there was a really boring one of people checking out at Kmart. And I'm like, first I'm like, oh, cool, it's Kmart. This is awesome. And then I'm like, 20 minutes of people shopping at Kmart. I turned it off.
It gets old. Some of it gets old pretty quick. So I will tell you, like, it's fun to watch a couple of them, like the KB Toy Store in the 1998. Like,
I would love to look at a KB Toy Store,
right? But like helping customers at the Sears store in 1997. I'm looking at the line. That is one of their things.
I don't need to see grandma buying a sweater.
And the people cashing them out. Which, by the way, I used to work there in college. I'm watching this 1997 video. Their cash registers
are the same
from 1997 to like 2007 when I worked there.
That doesn't surprise me. I mean, that's why they're not really around anymore. So
yeah, right. Like,
they're like, no, we're not getting
video. And I was like, I'm watching this video. I was like, dude, I could 100% use that cash register still. Like,
that is funny.
It's awesome. Well, I've honestly been on even before you mentioned this, right? I've been on a weird like 90s kick anyways. Like I said, like just different things that we lived through, like I said, in the 90s, like, right? So like I just got done watching I said the show Waco, and then Waco the Aftermath. I said on Showtime, like living through both of those events, right? So Waco, I had no idea. I said, and just because I was a kid at the time, so I just didn't put like facts together at that point in time. Like, I had no idea. I said the events of Waco directly. I said were directly connected to the Oklahoma City bombing. Like, I had no idea. I had no idea whatsoever. It was 2 years
bombing.
It
was 2 years to the date of Waco, and then I said Timothy McVeigh was one of the protesters at Waco, which is like basically who carried out the bombing at Oklahoma City. Like,
dude was fully like,
I did this because of Waco. Like,
what you did in Waco.
I
just thought he was some anti-government whack job.
Yeah, so did
right?
I.
Like
I had no
doing
idea like
everything
all
they
of this
did.
stuff was like connected. Like
Yeah.
it's weird.
I didn't know that either. Like you said, we were little. I remember Waco, sort of like, and we knew something was going on, right? And that name,
It was on the
name of the
news.
town, is stuck with
Mhm.
us all these years later. But
yeah,
I
like
didn't-
it's that
didn't
thing.
know.
Like it. I don't know if they do this now, right? Because I remember the last time they did it, but I'm sure you guys had the same thing, right? When we were in school, whenever there was like a life event that was big that was happening or going on, you stopped doing school and they just turned on the TV and you watched like the 24-hour news coverage of that. Like we would do like the O.J. Simpson trial.
That's the first one I thought of.
Like we locked that one in. Waco, they did the Waco and the Timothy McVeigh bombings, right? I would think Waco, we were pretty young, so I think that was like they talked about it in grade school, right? But like the McVeigh bombings definitely were on TV, and then like
that one, I think
9/11, I was in school, right? And they just flipped on the TV, and we're like, we're not doing anything. This is going on, like school didn't get canceled right away, right? So it was like, we're just gonna watch this on TV. So I was watching. I watched one of the towers get hit by a plane in a classroom full of children. Like it was. We were all just like, "What? Why are you showing us this?"
I was in high school. So.
Yeah. It was I think it would have been your senior year because it was my junior year.
Yeah.
Right. So, and Larry, I think
I was in college.
Out. Yeah. You were just.
I was.
Some a bunch of juniors in college literally watching people die on the news, and just sitting there, just like, what do we do? So I don't know if they still do that today because there really isn't big events. Like we watched a little bit of the second Iraq War and stuff.
I think.
But,
here's the thing. But I think this is all before smartphones, though, too. This is all before the internet prime time. Like this is all before. This is before, like I said, all of those things. Like I said, to where, like I said, like you have basically, like I said, like information at your fingertips. All that, like I said, that's how you basically got information, was either like I said through like I said televised news, newspapers, this, that, and the other, right?
Yeah.
Like I just remember, like I said, I remember, like I said, back in 1999, I said being pissed because I wanted to go see The Matrix, but then I said no one would let me go see it just because they said, oh yeah, it glorifies. I said it's Columbine, right?
Yeah.
I'm like it's a movie. I'm like, it has nothing to do with that. I said whatsoever. I'm like, I just want to go see The Matrix. Like,
hey, Keanu Reeves wear a trench coat, and those kids wear trench coats.
So ergo, evil.
Yeah. Ed brings
that's a doom. Like,
yes, yeah, right, same time. Ed brings up one when the Challenger space shuttle blew up. Right, I was little. I don't think we watched it on TV, but I remember talking about it.
That was one of those things, right? Where like those life events, like it was like shut down school. Yeah, all the schools wheeled in that AV cart if they didn't have a TV in the thing, and you watched the news for that day. And same thing. It was a trip.
I wish I could go back to the 90s, though, man. I said I miss the mall. There's certain things that I miss. Like I said, I miss doing. Like I said, I just miss going to the mall. I said miss like going out to the arcade.
It's not like the same anymore.
It's just not the same.
You go to the mall and it's all shitty stores. Like I want to go to the toy store and not the Lego store. The Lego store is fun. But I want to go to a toy
KB Toys. Like I said, I want to go like remember KB Toys? Like
a little bit of everything.
An arcade that's not just shoved in the corner. That's a large portion of the mall.
Maybe that's how they save malls. They make it 90s, right? Literally make it a 90s.
So here's what you do. Here's what you do. You make it so that you put a couple of bars in there too for the adults, and you put one of those where you can drink and play the arcade games. That type of bars, but where you can also drink and walk around and bring some of them stores back and allow it to be like an experience.
You have like a Suncoast. You bring back basically all the classic
Sam Goody
stores.
Or something.
Have Orange Julius, but they throw some vodka in there so you can get like a hard Orange Julius and you can walk around and go to all your old stores, hang out and still shop.
Isn't like Mall of America is like a destination. Like you make one 90s mall, I think people would go there. Like I don't know, LA or somewhere that people like to go to. Like you make a 90s mall, I think people would show up.
Mhm.
I mean, there's
I'd check
plenty
it out,
of dead
right?
There's plenty of dead
Yeah, oh
malls.
yeah, absolutely.
So you could at least throw an experiment out there.
Exactly. Right. Put a little bit of money into it, some rich guy, and
Have
just
the
make the
old crappy
agreement, like-
carpet, like the old like
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
That
and you
looks
make
like
it look like the 90s.
that it looks like they recycled and put on bus seats
Mhm.
It's yeah.
on the public buses, right?
Yeah.
Same carpet on the bus seats and the mall floors.
No
Yeah,
cell
you do
phone
that.
stores. Like you
Yeah.
get hot dog on a stick or something.
And
like
you just bring it
tomorrow.
back, and then you put it so where you, like I said, you can get drinks. You can.
Yeah, sure.
It's the thing where you go hang out with your friend. It's like the to go hang out with your friends. You can do some shopping, grab some drinks,
Well, then it's
play in the arcade.
then you share it all on social media. Like you don't even really need you could have a Sam Goody or a KB toy store. You don't even have to make it where you like actually sell things. You could just have it set up like that with all the old CDs, and then people just look at them and everybody gets to enjoy it. Like,
Yeah.
so easy to buy. You could buy Garth Brooks CDs for like $1. Like you could stock that thing with all this junk stuff that nobody
From that
really cares
era,
about.
from that time.
Yeah, from that
like,
era, right? You get the cheap action figures. You just throw them up on the wall like a museum. That's a mall / museum /
yeah, kinda like
arcade.
that Vegas has this thing where it's like
Yes.
the funky grocery store.
Yeah,
that kind of morphs
I've seen that.
Yeah.
into the So you do basically Planet is the same thing. It's the 90s mall of this, right? You bank on the Stranger Things kind of mall
what I was thinking
aspect of
too,
things,
yeah.
right? The Starcourt Mall or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Like it would work. I think it would work. I think you could at least keep it afloat.
I think so. Just like you said, like there's all these empty malls. Like I feel like you found the right spot where they give you the rent at a reasonable price. Yeah, you're paying for electricity and stuff, but you hype it up like that last Blockbuster store, and you sell merch and you do all that stuff. Like I think you could make it work. And you grow over time because it's a mall. You only need a couple stores to get started. If people come, then you expand and you can just try to grow. You could even have like a vintage clothing store in there that actually sells like vintage clothes.
Yeah,
Like,
these clothes. Yeah,
it totally works.
yeah. So for anyone hearing us, if this pops out,
Pending.
yeah, we don't have the money for this, so somebody
No.
else is going to have to make it happen.
No. Yeah. Edson. Shout out. Hold on.
What?
Hold on, real quick. Shout out to the Fanatic of the Week
Yes.
for the
Fanatic
first
of the
week in May. Our friend Ed, Mr. Butt Wasted. Congratulations, sir. Again.
I'm here. I got
got
something
it?
for him.
Got
I got
it.
something for him here.
Yeehaw!
I think that's appropriate. Can I get a yeah? Funko's Funko apparently
Stellar.
didn't decide to there. Thank you.
Stellar.
Funko's stellar social media team
Stellar
didn't
social
bother
media
to share that out. So like Ed didn't know, I didn't know, like nobody knew. But then they did that Funko fan rewards thing, and one of the actions to earn some points on that was to click on the Fanatic of the Week post, and I clicked on it, got my 10 points, but then Ed's face pops up on my computer screen, and I'm like, wait a minute, did Ed win like a long time ago, and they're just showing this post? And I'm like, no, this is May 2023, and I'm like, how did I not know about this? So I quickly DM'd Ed, and he's like, yeah, I didn't realize that he knew he won, but he didn't know when he won. So anyway, long story long, Ed was Fanatic of the Week. Unfortunately, Funko didn't post it out because I don't know what they're doing anymore. It's a shame, but it was cool to see Ed win. Very deserving. Super happy for him. I heard he's got some prizes too that he's going to be sharing out here on social media soon too. So I'm looking forward to see what he got.
I think he shared it on his story.
Did he?
Yeah. I said
What did he get? Because I didn't see it.
It was like a Superman chase.
Cool.
I said another social media soda.
Oh yeah, okay.
And
I did see he
then-
posted 2 social media sodas today, so I thought maybe. Yeah, very cool.
Yeah. He posted his prizes yesterday.
Okay,
I know
very cool. I missed it. I don't know what I was doing yesterday. Very cool. Yeah, so that was kind of that was the one thing I wanted to bring up. So I'm glad I did not forget. In slightly more positive Funko news, I went to Fanatics Day Out last week. That was fun.
Well,
I
you
forget.
know what? Because we haven't hit it, and I need to, by the way,
Yeah,
because we've been
go for
talking
it.
this whole time. It's been a week.
Well,
Time time it's taken us 20 minutes to get here.
Well, for I want to say the first time in 240 episodes, Jeremy didn't do the intro. We just started talking.
Oh yeah,
Scott just started talking.
I was like, you know what? I'm derailing this, and I did.
That's why we didn't do it. That's why we didn't officially say it's been a week.
It's all off. It's all off.
Yeah, sorry, whatever. So if you don't know what Fanatics Day Out is, it's just a kind of a Funko collector day thing that they coordinate, right, for collectors, by collectors, through the Funko Fanatic message board. This is Fanatics Day Out 9, so it's the 9th time they've had it. It's usually every other year. This one was supposed to take place in May 2020, but COVID. So it took 3 years. Like I bought tickets. I bought tickets for the Phoenix one. Like March 2020. Awesome. Like, hey, let's go. Moved to Austin. Moved back to Phoenix, and finally got to go. So it was cool. Never canceled my tickets because I'm like, who knows? But yeah, I ended up back here. But Snack Daddy hosted again. It's a good time. He's got some games. There's like this big. I think like each city does it their own way. I feel like Phoenix's like trademark event is he wraps Funko products like a pop in a box in saran wrap and just makes a ball out of them. So right, kind of like layers prizes into it, and you have to try to unwrap it. So that's kind of our signature game, which is cool. There's also like a high-low game with like cards, like cornhole, and there's Funko trivia. Like you got a card, and you told you like which game you got to play, right? Because not everybody got to play every game. Anyway, I got selected for Funko trivia, so me against I don't know like 6 or 7 other fanatics, and I totally won Funko trivia. So
nice,
fun. I got, and then by winning the game, you got first dibs at the prize. So my prize that I chose off of the prize table was the Hall H Freddy Funko.
Yes,
nice. which I wanted since Comic-Con last year, but he didn't get to go to Hall H, signed by Mike Becker, which made it even better. So it was really cool.
That's a really good prize, though.
It was pretty great. Like the other really good prize that I could have chose was a social media Freddy, which is awesome, right? So Funko sent around. Actually, I think Mike Becker sent along some really cool stuff. And social media Freddy would have been cool, but I really like that Hall H Freddy. So
yeah, Hall H Freddy is awesome.
Yeah, super
good choice. Solid choice. Solid choice.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so that was cool. I'm going to keep talking. So real quick, I also went to Anime Arizona last weekend, just because con coverage. Anime Arizona is an awesome convention if you love anime. I'm not big on anime. It's the best anime convention I've ever been to. It was cool. I met one person. I posted it on my Instagram, but I met Zach Aguilar, the voice of Tanjiro from Demon Slayer, right, the main guy from Demon Slayer. The lines were rough. I waited like 2 hours in his line to get him to sign my pop.
That's rough.
It was a little rough. I saw some stuff. I went on Sunday. I saw some other people on social media kind of say that the lines were probably even worse on Friday and Saturday because of a 3-day con. But they had a ton of like if you like anime, they had a ton of great voice actors stacked, like crammed into the Mesa Convention Center, which isn't very big.
No, that one's they say it's at
the Mesa Convention Center.
Mesa Convention
not
Center
big at all.
There's 3 buildings, all three of which are very small. So there's one for the like exhibit hall, right, where the vendors were selling. Mm-hmm. That was small. There was one for like the A-list voice actors. So there's like 4 or 5 in this one room, which is pretty small. That's the one where I spent most of my time. And then there was the third room, which had probably like 20 people crammed into it. It had a Bell County Comic-Con vibe going on, where it was like if the lines would have been
County.
Yeah, if the lines would have been
Apparently, you hit keyboard shortcuts here. It worked on this because I hit my keyboard and it did a thing. It's like, didn't know that was I didn't know that was macro to my enter key.
But yeah, anyway, it was cool. If you loved anime, there's good opportunity. A lot of cosplayers. Didn't really end up taking any pictures because a lot of the cosplayers were like 14-year-old girls, and I figured we didn't need to be the podcast posted up pictures of 14-year-old girls. So I didn't do that. There's some food trucks, so yeah, it was a good time. It's definitely becoming big. Like I know they've had this for a couple years. I want to say like the third year. I know
Well,
there's
that's where Phoenix Comic Con started. Was the Mesa?
in Mesa. Oh, okay, yeah, it's tiny. So
the only thing is, it looks like, so they have the 3 buildings. So the only thing, there's also the next door auditorium that they have,
like the amphitheater, right?
The amphitheater. So that looks like that's the only part that they didn't use.
Yep. And I walked by there because I saw Blink-182 at the Mesa Amphitheater. And My Chemical Romance at the Mesa Amphitheater.
I saw Rob Zombie at the Mesa Amphitheater.
I've been to, like, they've had some good concerts there.
Yeah, we implicitly went and took a drive down by there when I was last over, because the hotel when I was last in Phoenix, because the hotel we had was not too far from
Mesa,
downtown Mesa, right? So we went through there just to go see, because like, you know, there's a couple bars downtown there that we went to. There's the the freaking underground. It's not underground, but like it's literally like the floor down concert hall where we went to see Caro Benito.
Nile.
The Nile that has like the top, and then they have the underground basement stage and everything. So drove by all that and I was like, oh man, memories.
Yeah, that was right. Yeah, that's right there.
It's
like
across
downtown
the
Mesa. Yeah, I kind of forgot about the Nile, but yeah, it's right there. So yeah, it was cool. I think that so the only thing I was going to say is they the lines were a little long, but they did have VIP badges that sold out very quickly. The VIP badge was totally the way to go, just because the whole time, the whole 2 hours I was sitting there waiting for Zach Aguilar, no one came through and used the VIP line. So you literally could have cut the entire line if you would have had it. Maybe people used it on Friday and Saturday and didn't need any signatures by the time Sunday came around. But like, again, I don't know how much that cost, but it would have been totally worth it to skip those lines.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
Those will work it.
That's what I'm looking forward to. Good old VIP with Fan Expo.
Yeah, it's. I feel like we've said that before. For maybe it was Comic Palooza when we waited for Christopher Sabat, who was at this con. His line was crazy.
It always is, man. You can never go. You can never go get old Vegeta there.
Yeah, like if the con offers the VIP line,
get it.
As long as you can afford it, like it's probably money well spent.
Yeah. Or plan.
Time is money.
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
To your point, either get the VIP so you can enjoy other parts of the con,
exactly,
or focus on the one thing that you're going to get to do that day, right? Maybe two.
Yeah, because after standing there for 2 hours, I was a little tired. Like I walked around the exhibit floor. It was small. Some pops, some art, that kind of stuff. Just kind of your normal, basic con stuff. Yeah. But nothing that caught my interest. But like, I walked around that real quick, and then I was done.
People that literally just go from every con
pretty much,
show up to.
This one's Anime Arizona is run by Toy Temple, right? That's the big store in Phoenix that has 5 or 6 locations now. They're very big here. So they did a good job. They had a huge booth with tons of pops. So if you were into that kind of stuff and wanted to shop for Funko Pops, like there was definitely a lot of options, which is cool. Yeah. So that's what I did last weekend. Nice. What did you guys do? What else we got to talk about?
I got all my
pictures
ready for Fan Expo.
Very cool. I really like that Miles Morales Spider-Man.
Look at that perfect signature spot for Vincent D'Onofrio.
It's a really nice photo, man.
Yeah, and then got Hayden Christensen.
Oh
yeah, very cool. Same, right, with the super dark.
Super dark with like a light, like a silver pen or something. Charlie Kai, there you go.
Yeah, very cool.
And we got another Into the Spider-Verse. So that way I found it with Caspies. But so I got all that.
Yeah,
got all that done. Awesome. So that got that ready. And then shout out to Zobi. I said Zobi Collectibles. Haven't heard that name in a while, right?
No, it's been a bit.
Like, what is this? This looks like an article of clothing.
So they had this on sale for like $20. I said on their site. It is. I said. I'm like, and it just so happened Chevy Chase is coming to Fan Expo. It's Clark Griswold's Blackhawks jersey.
That is cool, man.
So
that is cool.
That I picked up for $20, and so I'm like easy signature.
Yeah, that is cool. I was like, because that's what it looked like. Like I could tell it was a shirt or something, but
it was clothes, but I didn't know what.
Yeah, it looked like a jersey. I'm like, what kind of jersey would Jeremy be buying? That's the type of jersey Jeremy would be buying.
So I'm like, awesome. Like $20. yes. I'm like,
Yeah.
I will totally do that. Yeah. So it was
Totally
on
worth it.
one of their flash sales. I'm like, so I guess they had ordered a whole bunch of them for signings they had. So they had some left over. I'm like, I'll
That's
take one of those to get signed.
Yeah. It's cool by itself. It's even better that he's going to be at the con you're going to be at in a couple of weeks. So yeah, very, very cool, man. Ed asked about the King of the Hill photos. Yes. I can't show them because I ordered them on Amazon and they're rolled up. So I got to flatten them out before the con. I ordered the prints for Kathleen and Jimmy, voice Peggy Hill, for Phoenix Fan Fusion. So we got those ready to go. And I've got a picture of Paul Bettany Vision for Jeremy ready to go. And since we last talked, the biggest announcement was that Phoenix Fan Fusion announced Jeremy Renner, Hawkeye, is going to be at our con 2 on Friday. So I'm ordering up pictures of him as well. So it's weird, man. Like I'm kind of excited about this because you've got Phoenix with Dallas is awesome. You've got a ton of pictures ready to go. I've got more stuff than I've ever going to get signed at Phoenix Comic-Con ever. So and I bought that. We think we talked about it. I bought that Marvel Mondo poster.
We had talked about it. I don't think we talked about it on the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, I bought a Marvel Mondo poster that's got a nice black space at the bottom that is ready to get signed. So I'm we'll hold it up. It's that.
Yeah.
So I'm super stoked to get it
solid.
signed at the bottom because now I've got 2 MCU people. Ross McQuarrie, Red Skull, is going to be around too in a couple weeks. So I might go meet him too, just to add a third person. But that worked out well. Phoenix, the best, hands down, the best guest list Phoenix Fan Fusion has ever had.
Oh yeah, that's the best guest list.
Hands down. Right, there was one year where Ralph Macchio was the best guy. It was their big name, and that was before Cobra Kai, and nobody really cared about Ralph Macchio.
Yeah, now he's finally coming back. Yeah.
Now it would be kind of cooler, but this is like 5 or 6 years ago when nobody really cared about Karate Kid. So yeah, I'm super stoked. I guess I'm going all 3 days, which is crazy too. Instead of just one day, because Renner's on Friday, Bettany's on Saturday, Sunday. Kathleen and Jimmy's only on Saturday and Sunday too. So I guess I'm going all 3 days.
Yeah, it's con season. Con season.
Yep. Con season, baby.
Which is cool. And then
it's all coming back.
We were just talking. It's middle of May. We're just a little more than 2 weeks away from San Diego Comic-Con too. So it's going to be a good time. Maybe we'll get some Fun Days tickets news here in the next week or two. And that also means like Funko's Comic-Con exclusives have to be coming, and the other exclusives and panel schedules and all that stuff should start.
I feel like a lot of that stuff is late, right? Like it feels like a lot of that stuff we should have known by now.
Yeah, it's usually how it works.
I thought they did the hotel thing really late.
They did. They definitely did the hotel sale later than usual,
and they did it weirder this year too.
Yeah,
compared to other years.
Did you guys get? So the question is, did you get your huge?
No,
we got a different one, but it was our top choice, so we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, we
is it close? Is it the one?
It's closer.
It's closer.
Yeah. All right. That's even better.
Yeah. We did good, so I'm happy. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like, hopefully we'll have some Comic-Con stuff to talk about here pretty soon, but there's not much yet, but it's still early. That just means it's going to start hitting real quick here in like a week or two. Yeah. Maybe once we hit June, and then I'm going to be distracted all day long because I'm going to be paying attention to Comic-Con news rather than working. So yay, welcome back to that time of my life. Number one priority.
Hey,
I really hope. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what I want for Fun Days tickets. Like, I was thinking about that the other day. Like, remember you have to like stalk Twitter for like 4 hours and just wait for them to drop the link. And I'm like, oh my God, that's coming.
But part of it,
but I've been good at it. So
it's the chase. Yeah. It's to see if you can still do it.
Yeah. I'm like, right. I'm 2 for 2 on that one, or however many times it's been, maybe 3 for 3. So yeah.
Are you kidding me? I finally got my board password reset so I can actually log into the board.
Nice. Well done. Well done. Because that was a mess for 3 years.
Yeah. So I finally, like I said, I think I've emailed the admin enough to I finally got someone to respond to me. I'm like,
that's
finally.
Good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Thank you. It's good to be back.
Yeah. That's crazy. Did you do anything, Scott? Buy anything?
I didn't. Not really. No, I have not done pretty much anything. So
Okay.
Here's the thing, Scott. Did you see Guardians 3?
I have not even gotten a chance to go see Guardians 3 yet. So
It's only been a week.
It's only been a week, right? But yeah,
It only came out last week.
Yeah. So no, like, I mean, I'm gonna have a bunch of time off coming up soon, so I'm hoping that at some point might be able to sneak away or to watch it. But yeah, it's on my to-do list.
Very cool. I mean,
I was lucky just to get out and watch the Mario movie.
Mario. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, if you wait more than 1 week from now, like, it's going to be on streaming really soon. So
Yeah,
I saw it. Did you see it, Jeremy?
I did see it.
Should we talk about it?
You can go ahead. I don't care.
We won't do any spoilers or anything. I said, we can just get some.
We
thoughts.
can totally do spoilers. I think we have to do spoilers.
We can do spoilers then.
I think we have to. There's nothing major, Scott.
There's nothing. Yeah, that's
Again, that's what I said. Like, and you know,
I know you don't care. So if you haven't seen Guardians 3 and you care, spoilers. Yeah,
I'll let you guys. Yeah,
Ed,
you guys should chat.
Yeah, Ed. Thank you for hanging out. Come back once you've seen Guardians.
Watch it and then come back and see here.
Because I know you'll be seeing it soon too.
yes. Peace out, Ed.
What did you like it? People seem to really like it.
People really, really liked it.
Yeah.
So I went in with extremely low expectations just because Marvel movies have all kind of sucked lately.
True.
So here's the thing. It was okay, but I don't see why everyone is basically saying is like just falling over backwards in regards to basically, hey, this is like the best thing since. Like, the common phrase that's out there, it's the best movie since Endgame.
I have heard that as well.
That is what I keep on seeing.
Yeah.
That may be the case, but that doesn't mean that it's necessarily that amazing. like to compare to compare the two movies. The bar has been just incredibly low since that point in time. Did I like it better than Guardians 2? Absolutely. I said I liked it better than Guardians 2. People are saying it's better than Guardians 1. Absolutely not. It is not it is not better than Guardians 1. I don't know.
I have a theory, and now this comes from someone who hasn't seen it, doesn't really know. But I wonder if it, because everyone knows this is James Gunn's not gone, right? He's out.
Kind of.
And is it this and they've implicitly stated there may be more Guardians movies, but this group of Guardians is done, right? Like we will not see this same group.
Yeah, like Bautista said he's done.
Yeah, like all the
said like, she's done. Like,
yeah. So they're all saying like, hey, we're out. This is it, kind of a thing. So I wonder if it's just that like knowing the end is nigh, people are kind of bumping up their thoughts.
I think so. And like everybody seems tying this to like James Gunn's DC universe, and there's tons of articles about how members of the Guardians of the Galaxy are going to be in like the new Superman movie.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it's kind of that hype is mixed in, which I don't get that. Like this movie did not make me more excited about any DC movie. Like literally nothing could make me excited for a DC movie until like it comes out and it's actually good. But yeah, I'm with you, Jeremy. Like I liked it. Like you said, it was good. Way better than the second one. Definitely not better than the first one. The first one's one of my 2 or 3 favorite Marvel movies. Just not even close. But again, the second one was kind of so bad that it was a low bar.
Yeah,
low bar. I think I did like it better than like just compared like to the recent ones. It was better than Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh yeah, it was absolutely better than that.
It was better than Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness. It was better than Eternals. It was better than most of those movies that came out recently.
Was it better than Spider-Man: No Way Home? Absolutely not.
Probably not. No.
Yeah, because
and Shang-Chi.
I'm thinking about basically movies that have come out since Endgame, right?
Yeah.
Like is better than Spider-Man? No,
probably not. No. And Shang-Chi, that one I liked. That was better than this
Shang-Chi,
by
like,
far.
Yeah, like I don't think so. Like better than Thor. Yeah, better than Eternals.
Yeah,
dude, I can record my dog pooping in the backyard. That's better than Eternals.
More entertaining. Those two are like consensus bottom 5 Marvel movies on just about everybody's list.
Yeah.
So it's not hard to say that it was better than Eternals or Thor: Love and Thunder. But it's just that mid tier. It's just okay. Like if you're ranking everything, like it's just in the middle somewhere that, you know, where you just have to choose one okay movie over the other because of, you know, maybe a scene or a character that you kind of liked more. It was just all right.
So two things I did like about it. Like I said, I'm gonna go 2 things I liked and 2 things I didn't like.
All right.
2 things I liked, right? Number 1, it was actually kind of a refreshing break not to be connected to any type of like multiverse stuff, just because I think they're just trying too hard. And like I said, I think the magic is gone for the interconnected universe.
Having loose connections definitely is keeping it open.
Yeah,
but having it be its own little unique adventure.
Gamora, kind of, right? Because that's Gamora from a different. Oh no, that's Gamora from the past.
It's Gamora from the past.
Yeah,
from
that's right.
Endgame,
it's not.
right?
It's
not multiverse.
It's
time travel shenanigans.
Yeah.
So timey-wimey stuff.
So that was kind of nice, because I honestly think, like I said, the days of interconnected, like how they have to do it, I think it's just over. I think the formulas, I think it worked all the way good through Endgame, and then guess what? Just sail off into the sunset and just keep it off.
I think it's not repeatable, right?
You can't repeat it.
You can't repeat the magic of that whole.
You can't put the genie back in the bottle. It's already out, and it's not gonna go.
And now it's just because I think it's because it's the expectation that you have to have this big thing.
The other thing that I liked, like I said, and James gonna confirm this, which was kind of cool. It's kind of a cool thing, is at the very end of the movie, I said, we actually understand Groot for the very first time, and it's not that he's actually speaking English. And James is gonna point this out. It's that we've been along the journey for the entire long. We now understand basically what Groot is saying every time he says, "I am Groot."
Okay.
Which was kind of cool. Like that I'm like, cheesy, but it's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's Groot. Everybody likes Groot.
It's Groot.
Yeah,
it's kind of like when they did in the comics, right? Where Jean Grey like reads his mind, and it has like this whole thing. He says, "I am Groot," and it has the other like thought bubble of like the entire sentence. That he's saying, like his whole conversation, right? It's kind of a good way to do that. That's cool. I like that.
Yeah. 2 things I hated. Number 1, the movie was all over the place, and it didn't really have a plot. like so. Spoil. Okay, so we're going to spoil it, right? Yeah. Literally, first 5 minutes of the movie, literally, if Rocket gets shot, and then literally the entire movie is basically about, them trying to basically rescue Rocket. The entire time, right? Then you have the redeeming arc of, you have an idiot Adam Warlock who's basically pretty dumb dude, compared to like what he is in the comics.
I was going to ask you about that. Like, is he?
No,
he's not really that dumb, is he?
No,
never. At no point. He's the living embodiment of one of the gems in the comics.
Right?
An idiot. Like,
Like, no, he's super dumb in this one, Scott. Like,
he's incredibly dumb.
Yeah, there's some jokes, when the Guardians team is doing some stuff, and they make some joke about kind of Drax being the dumb one, and then there's like a bad guy there, Nathan Fillion's the leader, and he's got a dumb guy on his team too. Like, so they kind of lean into it, but it I don't know. It was
right.
It didn't work for
guys,
me.
It's things in space. There's always dumb people and that somehow make it to space, right?
They're trying to make it
everywhere has rednecks.
Adam Warlock was very underwhelming. Like,
he was
kind of disappointing.
It was incredibly underwhelming.
Yeah.
So to see his MCU debut as basically just being completely crappy, horrible.
Yeah.
The other thing I said I didn't like, right? I'm like, dude, James Gunn, we know. I said, you love to put your brother, in everything. Yeah. I said, the whole Kraglin stuff is just, just give it up. Just give it up. Like I said,
they love to do the Kraglin thing. He's the mocap actor for Rocket.
Yeah.
And then in this one, he did a third thing, and it's like, dude,
he's the voice of young Rocket.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, that thing starts to get and nothing against him as an actor. He's a fine actor. It's fine. But I guess it was like fans pseudo favorite. They liked him in the first Guardian, so it's like he's got to be in everything.
Yeah, but it's like literally Kraglin saves the day. Like, of the movie.
At the end he's kind of the hero. Yeah,
he's the hero. Like,
yeah,
it's just,
which
I don't know.
Again, like if it wasn't dude's brother, maybe it would feel different. But yeah, I kind of feel he kind of just feels like a forced member of the team.
It's a
like
forced member. Like, yeah. It feels very, very forced.
He's just kind of there, right? I don't get that. I know the team's evolved and grown, right? And Nebula's part of it now, and Mantis, but like Kraglin seems like kind of the fifth wheel. Like he's there, but he's not really part of the team. Like he doesn't go on the adventure. Like
he's like,
he still saves the day.
He's like the E-list character.
Yeah, it's strange.
That, and then I said finally, right? I said two things, but there's actually
2.5.
There's a third.
2.5. 2.5. I felt I wasted my time staying for the end credit scenes. Probably the two worst end credit scenes I've ever seen out of any Marvel movie.
They were pretty bad.
They were bad.
Right. It's kind of future team minus the main guys. And what the last one was Quill back on Earth
eating cereal with his grandpa.
Yeah.
That is the end credit scene.
That
is Quill eating cereal with his grandpa.
With that cuts to what is it? Legendary Star-Lord will return or whatever. Yeah. Does that mean do you think there's going to be a Star-Lord movie, or is he just going to come back at some point?
I think it's going to be back in one of those other,
or like a Secret Wars,
Secret Wars or something. Yeah.
So here's what it's.
I mean, if he's on Earth for it, he's going to be part of it.
Okay. Yeah.
Here's what it's going to be, because they already said that they're building something already. There's going to be another holiday special.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
And I said just because he's back with his grandpa, like it'll be something.
He can tell a Christmas story.
Yeah, he can tell a
grandpa.
Christmas story.
He can be the narrator or something.
I think that's probably how it'll happen, but who knows?
But I mean, with Chris Pratt being in a bunch of movies too, like he was barely in the Christmas special, right? Like
it's true. It was
mostly other folks, Mantis and Drax, right, for the most part, and Kevin Bacon, right? So he was just in the beginning and kind of the end. So
okay, let's do it. I like the Christmas special better than I like Guardians.
Oh,
bold. Yeah, well, it was kind of different and fun, and this, like you said, like the plot on this, it was okay. Like, right, they're trying to save their friend, but like they have to go to that human planet thing and do some stuff, and then they go find the bad guy and do some stuff. Like,
I wish they would. It's like, spoiler. I wish they would just let him die. Like, have some stakes. Like,
that guy's high evolutionary in this one, right?
Yeah.
Right. So he's creating life out of animals, and
he does what the high evolutionary does.
There's
the whole thing in the
planet.
comics is Rocket is not a raccoon. He is just an animal from another planet that looks surprisingly like a raccoon that was evolved. Did they keep that storyline, or are they saying he just got him from Earth?
He got him from Earth.
Yeah.
See,
there's a cage full of raccoons, and he just happens to choose Rocket.
Yeah, and with a plaque of basically they got him from like some zoo in Oregon.
Yeah. Then I think he makes a reference later on that he spent time on Earth, so that's where he got all these animals from. But then he makes like a pseudo Earth with human-sized animals
with a crystal meth dealing octopus.
Yeah, it was right. Yeah, so like he's trying to make this perfect society, but he can't get it right. I don't know. It was okay. He wasn't the worst villain.
I kind of like a middling villain though. Sometimes, right, where you don't have to have these like huge stakes, and the villain can't be like the most.
He's not like
the best
superpowers.
It's just he's just an asshole. Like he's just an asshole with a god.
I do have to give a credit there. Like, so right, it's probably the best Marvel villain we've had in a while. Like new villain, anyways, right? Like, so like, I don't count any of the new No Way Home movies because I said that's all I said repeats of old villains, right?
Yeah,
like,
right. You still have good ones.
It's not quote unquote a big bad, right? Like said, so like, but in terms of like because I rewatched Ant-Man and the Wasp the other night. Like I said, I don't know why. I said I'm I'm having a timeline watch of like the MCU movies just because I'm trying to basically like, hey, re-rank my order because I think we should do a re-rank. Comes up to. So I rewatched Ant-Man and the Wasp. I forgot how terrible that movie is.
Yeah, it's not very good.
No good villain.
Well, like some of the bad, right? I saw like one of the comments that somebody made kind of about Guardians, like, hey, Guardians good, but like Ant-Man, why did Ant-Man need a trilogy? Ant-Man needed a trilogy because Ant-Man and the Wasp needed to exist to set up the whole Endgame thing. Like that movie was literally just to set up Endgame. And
they needed a movie to show that they can go to the
quantum realm.
The quantum realm.
Yeah.
So they can
Scott could get stuck there and all that. Yeah, that's all it was. That's all it was.
And they can prove time travel exists if you can go. Yeah, right.
Yep.
Like
they
needed that.
That was the whole purpose of the movie, is to set up Endgame. So like it or not, like it had its purpose and it was fine. But even Ant-Man 3 was okay. Like I think it's setting right. It was supposed to set up the Kang stuff, which
we'll see if that happens.
Yeah, right. If Jonathan Majors isn't in it, like all of a sudden that one feels really out of place too. So.
Yeah, like you're setting up a villain that and how do you explain it? He just disappears.
Like
I
would love, like I said, I know we mentioned this like I said, in a couple of podcasts ago. I would love to be in a room with Kevin Feige as he heard that news. I said, just like I can just imagine. I said the words that were spoken. I said by Kevin Feige, like in regards to Jonathan Majors.
Right.
Like,
you've got a lot in that, right? A lot.
You had a lot riding on
guy,
that. Like, why did I bet it all on one horse?
Yeah, exactly right. It's like if something happened to Josh Brolin and Thanos and like that just all crumbled. It's rough. Yeah. I don't know. What's up, Manny? Thanks for stopping by.
Manny, what's going on, man?
Yeah, I don't know, man. But yeah, I totally agree. We should do a ranking. I rewatched them all when I was in Texas, so it's probably been a year. But my rankings are up to date. I've got on the notes on the phone. It's up to date.
I have not redone my rankings, so.
Including Guardians. I put Guardians on there too. So.
I said I did do something this week. Give me 1 second, Manny.
Oh, okay. Guardians is it's solid middle. Like it's the list is so long now because there's so many movies.
That's like, where it's going to get really hard. Is like
I'm not even going to count because it's so many. But it's
last time I did it, we were in the 20s.
Yeah.
So
yeah. That was a fun one, right? Like, because we all went around and did our rankings by number, but there was a lot less movies because I think that was around Infinity War time. I think that was pre-Endgame, but that was like 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I think because I think it was right after I moved into this house the first time.
All right.
Did Jeremy buy something?
Look at this guy.
Oh yeah, cool.
So hot. This is
ready.
Yep, do it.
That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. That was hot. That's hot. That is really hot.
Infinity Ultron.
That's pretty cool.
Like die-cast Infinity Ultron. So he's got the little Vision head I said underneath of him. It's a pretty awesome figure. Like the series, the What If series was a little weird. But this figure is freaking amazing. Like,
well, the character designs and stuff were still really cool.
Like, so they had some cool characters.
Hand compared to his weapon.
That's not good enough, Jeremy. I'm gonna need to go down and get me a banana so I can see how many. Right, banana for scale. Banana for scale, right? So
banana for scale. Like here's I'll use my head. I'll use my head for scale. Like, it's bigger than my head.
It is bigger than your head.
That thing's awesome.
I think Scott just got the episode title. Banana
for scale.
Yep. Banana for scale. But yeah, no. So
that's cool, man. I mean, they're all cool. Like all the hot toys are cool, but this one, super cool.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome. So yeah, I was happy to get this guy in all the way.
I was going to ask you, does it light up?
It does light up.
What?
It does light up. I need to get new batteries for it because I accidentally left it on because I said I was.
Oh, you drained it.
Yeah, so I drained it. But yeah, so all the Infinity Stones I said lined up, and then his eyes I said light up as well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so Infinity Ultron, happy to have him. Like I said in the collection. It's nice to have him here. And I randomly bought a pair of Nikes too. That's another movie. Have you guys have you guys seen that?
I haven't watched it. I've seen so many documentaries on it. I don't know. It's one of those really hard ones for the whole like historical drama for stuff that's been covered a lot on like documentaries, because you're like,
there were things I didn't know. It reminded me very much of the Tetris movie, but I like the Tetris movie more.
Yeah.
Right, the same kind of idea, right? The Tetris guy's trying to get the license for Tetris. Nike's trying to get Michael Jordan. Like, it's very similar. I watched it last night. It was good.
I said it was bad.
It's worth checking out if you need something to watch. But it's not a must.
It's on Prime Video.
Exactly.
I've seen it. It's on my list.
Yeah, I mean, it's
just I have a hard time. Like I said, the Tetris movie and those sort of things is bad when you watch like High Score, right? The history of video games.
Yeah,
the whole Tetris thing is on there, but then you also get to hear about the whole.
This one has Matt Damon.
Yeah,
it has Matt Damon
and Ben Affleck.
Or the multitude of Steve Jobs movies. Like you're like, dude, just like
it's similar. Like it's like it definitely isn't something I'd go see in the theater, but it was Amazon Prime good. Like right, it was. It's worth. Just want to watch something for free. It was worth checking out.
Yeah, I watched it yesterday. No, and because like so I watched it yesterday, but then I said earlier, I said last week, I said I actually bought. I said I haven't bought like a pair of Nikes like in years. Like it's been at least like I said 10 plus years. Because like so normally, right? Like I said, I have two go-to shoes. Like normally, I either wear three go-to shoes. I either wear I said a pair of DCs, a pair of DVSs, or Vans, like skate shoes, flat soles, like skate shoes.
Yeah.
So I finally bought like I said a pair of. I'm like, I don't even know the basketball players anymore. Like I said, just because I'm so old, I don't pay attention. So I bought a pair of Giannis Antetokounmpo Zoom Freak 4s. They were actually pretty comfortable.
He's the guy in the Bucks. He's the guy who beat the Bucks beat the Suns in the finals that one year, like 2 or 3 years ago. So I know him because I was watching the Suns. So I said got his shoe. Like very
so,
cool.
It was actually pretty nice. Yeah. So shout out to Nike. Shout out to those guys.
They need some more money.
Yeah, that's
funny. Yeah, very cool. No, same. Like I think. I have a pair of Nike running shoes, but it's probably like pushing 10 years old now.
Every once in a while, they do some really good killer online sales. So I try to sneak, and they have some DC clones that you can sometimes find that are on there. Like some of their shoes, they really try to copy DC's in a lot of their skate shoe design. So they're good. I call them the knockoff DC's. But you have those too.
I've right, maybe this was a couple years ago, but like when everybody was buying Jordans, like I've never had a pair of Jordans. Like I would have wanted one like in 6th grade. But like I've almost bought a pair of Jordans a couple times, but then I'm like, I feel like as soon as I buy a pair of Jordans, like that just makes them not cool anymore. So I passed.
Yeah, you can't.
Like there's that. Yeah, I'm like, no, like no, this doesn't work for me. I don't need this. Let everybody else just have it. I'll stick with my slip-on Vans.
All right, so. I actually might. I actually might buy a pair of Jordans. Just because. What?
Do they have like a good colorway, or just because?
Just because of what it is. So it is. I'm sharing my screen.
Yeah.
They come out next week. This is they're on StockX right now, but I said they actually come out from Nike next week. They're the Miles Morales Nikes.
Oh, okay. There you go. I was like, there's got to be something, but Spider-Man related. Perfect.
So they're the Miles Morales. I said,
no, that's pretty cool. Even just to save and not wear, just to have. That's pretty cool.
Those things are pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's actually just modeled after the old school Air Jordans,
Yeah, and it's the same kind of red, but with some pink highlights to it. That's pretty cool.
Well, then, so if you look really carefully, right? So the reason why this is the Spider-Verse shoe is because I said every surface is a different piece of material from all the different Spider-Mans. There's a leather, there's a suede, there's like a old leather, like there's a shiny part,
Okay.
I didn't realize that, but now I'm looking at it.
I thought it was just
definitely
different
highlights
shades of
it.
red, but
Yeah.
yeah, okay.
But it's all like the
that's
different
cool.
materials from, like I said, like it's also like a symbol of, hey, like I said, the different spider suits, right?
Yeah, put together.
So-
That's cool. Yeah, I like it.
But yeah, so I'm like, and then the souls glow in the dark.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they glow. This is a red glow. Like I said down below.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, no, that's pretty cool, man.
That's it. Yeah, those are some good ones.
yeah.
Air Jordan.
So, cool. All right, well, Larry, it's time to do your thing.
Yeah, if you like shoes, check us out on Instagram. We're at STS Guys. We're also on Twitter at STS Guys, and we're on Facebook at the STS Guys. And I am Larry from the STS Guys.
Chilling like a villain.
Chilling like a villain.
Ding 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 diggy ding ding. Ding 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 diggy ding ding.
If you like delicious coffee or super rad merch, you should check out Lost Astronaut Coffee Company. That's right, Lost Astronaut Coffee Company. They got cool hats, cool shirts, and delicious coffee. If you click on the link in our Instagram bio, they'll take you to a coupon and save some money off your first order. Lost Astronaut Coffee Company. It's the best.
It's the best.
And if you like podcasts, check out some of my friends who have podcasts.
I don't have friends. I got family.
That's right. Check out our podcast family, like Talking Pops, Pop Collectors Alliance, Secondary Years, Average Nerd Podcast, Nerdy Curious, Movie Retakes, Toy Rewind Podcast, 3 Beers and a Mic, Just a Little Podcast, and I don't know what else we got on here. Geek Together, Figure Booth, Dorksman. Shout out to all those podcasts that are no longer with us as well.
R.I.P.
Yeah, they're still here. 240.
Still here.
240, baby.
Real quick, I ended up clicking like on our YouTube channel this week, and episode 5 popped up. So I clicked on it. There's a video of us sitting around Jeremy's table, the 3 of us with Leo, for episode 5 that I didn't really remember recording. The camera's like at the end of the table, and you just recorded us talking. The video cuts off like 3/4 of the way through, but it was really fun to see. And in that episode, I do vaguely remember this. Leo was going to go to the Los Angeles Olympics in 2028, and we made a comment about if we're still podcasting in 11 years at that point, like we would have to do something, or we'd have Leo report from the Olympics. So I just thought that was funny. We're like halfway there, but right,
we made it pretty far.
It was, but it was funny because it's episode 5 us, right? We only done this a couple times. You're like, if we're still around, and I'm like, and me sitting here in 2023, I'm like, we're still here, we're halfway, we're more than halfway to 2028. It could happen.
We're still here.
Still here, baby.
That's funny.
Well,
Yeah,
on that optimistic note, Jeremy, do your thing.
For episode 240 of the STS Guys, I've been Jeremy.
hey, it's Larry.
And I'm Scott.
And we're the STS Guys. Have a great night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.